PGYTECH were kind enough to send me their new OneGo Roamer 30-litre camera bag, and they asked me to put it through its paces. So that is exactly what I've done. But is this something that's going to put my old camera bag into retirement? It does have a few surprises up its sleeve, and is the price compelling enough to start digging out your wallet? Just to be upfront guys, PGYTECH did send me this bag free of charge. However, they've had no input into this video, they've not seen this video, and all of these thoughts are my own. Now maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I had no idea what a tote bag was. And I'm going to be honest, I'm still not entirely sure. But I do think it's these two handles on top of the bag. Now they make this bag in different sizes, and this one's the largest at 30 litres. And I think these grab handles make sense on the smaller bags. But you can fit 30 litres worth of gear in here, and carrying it using these handles for any length of time can start to hurt your shoulder. I found myself constantly trying to change hands with it, and that's something I don't really want to be doing. Yes, it looks more like a normal bag than a camera bag hiding tons of expensive gear, but when I had my Canon R5, 2 lenses, a drone, the controller, batteries and memory cards, it does pack a considerable amount of weight, but that's actually a good thing. So now that we know what a tote bag is, possibly, let's put this thing together. So when the bag arrived, it arrived flat packed. The packaging was neat, and I actually thought they'd sent me the wrong thing. But all the dividers and everything you need are contained within the bag, giving you the flexibility to create a loadout that suits your own personal use case. I am going to be honest, I didn't find it completely intuitive what I was meant to be doing with the dividers, but after watching a couple of videos and looking at a few photographs, it all started to make sense. So yes, it could be a little bit easier to set up, but it is worth spending some time on because it's fully customizable, and I now believe I've found a setup that works for me. And this is where things started to get interesting, because as you can see, I laid out all of my gear and I wanted to see if I could fit everything in, or would this just be a more expensive version of my 10-litre sling and therefore it would become redundant. So before I finally settled on my current setup, I tried a number of different layouts, and one of the reasons this became tricky is because of this cool feature, the side zips. On this side of the bag there is a compartment that opens up fully, giving you direct access to the bag so you can take your camera in and out without having to take it off your back. It's a great idea and is designed for those moments when you need quick access to your camera without having to put the bag in the ground, undo the zips, open the back flap and then get your camera out. This is the first time I've used a bag like this, and it did feel a little weird swinging the bag around and accessing my camera, but pretty quickly it became second nature, and I did enjoy the faster access to all of my stuff. There are a couple of caveats though. When you're setting the bag up, you need to make sure the only thing accessible through that opening is your main camera with an attached lens. Because once you've taken the camera out, one of your hands now occupied, and trying to zip everything back up while holding it becomes difficult. So if you have other items in that section and leave it open, there's a chance that they could fall out. But for run and gun photography, this is a really welcome addition. Is it something I'd find myself using all the time? Well, we'll come back to that later. But this is where the limits of a 30-litre bag started to become noticeable. Yes, I could fit my drone, controller and batteries in the bag, but if I did that, I then couldn't fit in my 100 to 500 lens. So no matter how I set the thing up, I just couldn't get all my gear inside. And that's when it dawned on me. This isn't meant to be a replacement for my massive camera bag. It's its own thing. Where it really excels is as a travel bag or a day bag when you don't want to take all your gear with you. Because when you only take what you need and not everything you own, being able to put this over both shoulders is far more comfortable than using a sling bag. And I don't care what anyone says, no matter how light the bag is, once you've been walking around a few hours with a sling bag, it starts to dig into your shoulder and it becomes uncomfortable. But not with this. I found it incredibly comfortable to use, it felt great on my back, yet significantly lighter than carrying my full bag around. So if this is your first visit to my channel, it'd be great if you liked and subscribed and come along for the journey. And if you want to dig a little bit further into photography and you're just starting out, I've written a couple of ebooks, one on composition, one on how to take sharp photographs and make sure you don't make blurry messes anymore. And if you just want to stay in touch via the newsletter, then all the links for that will be in the description below. And thank you as always for your continued support of the channel. So So as we've already said, this isn't the bag for an expedition where you're expecting wide landscapes all the way through to close-up wildlife photography and have packed every single piece of gear that you own. You're going to have to choose what fits in there. And for someone who finds that incredibly difficult to do, I found this compelled me to think more carefully about what I was taking on each trip. It helped me finally let go and realise that sometimes 2 lenses are enough, and maybe even 1. It's a really freeing feeling when you're spending long hours out in the trail and the weight of your backpack isn't demanding that you return to the car, drive home and go for a wee lie down. So whilst it has sacrificed the amount of gear I can carry, I actually think it's made me a more disciplined photographer. I don't know if it's just me, but I find all camera bags are comfortable when you first put them on. I've yet to put on a camera bag and instantly think, oh god no, this isn't for me, get rid of it. But you don't truly know how good a camera bag is until you've had it on your back for a number of hours and walked several miles. And that is where this comes into its own. It's got a really cool layer that sits against your back, providing support whilst allowing air to flow through so you don't get that horrible sweaty back feeling when everything is rubbing against you all day. It feels premium, it feels comfortable, and taking it on and off is super easy. So this is definitely the bag I will be reaching for when I go on my travel trips now, provided I can continue to sacrifice that overwhelming desire to carry every single thing I own, the kitchen sink, and then some extra gear. It's stylish, I think it looks pretty cool, and the only thing I would change is those 2 handles that actually make it a tote bag. It would have been nice if they were removable, because aesthetically, I think on the 30-litre bag at least, it's a design choice that I'm not entirely fond of. So having the option to alter that would have been nice, but as for functionality, reliability and build quality, this is definitely something I'd be happy to take out. As I've already said, this bag is really well made. The materials feel premium, it's got a weather resistant outer shell, which beats my current camera bag hands down, because I have to stop, take out a rain cover for that and put it over it, even if I think it's only going to drizzle for a short period of time. Whereas with this, I'm much more confident that the finish will repel water, even if it's not entirely 100% waterproof. The design is smart, all of the pockets seem to be in the right places, there's plenty of room for your laptop, as well as your personal items like car keys, your mobile phone, and anything else that you might need. And the one thing I haven't talked about so far is the top half of the bag. As you can see, you can access it through the zip across the top, and there is a surprising amount of room in there. I managed to fit in 3 drone batteries in their charger, my Action 6, cables, memory cards, and there was still room left over if I wanted to throw in a wee sandwich or something. It's got 2 nice water bottle pockets at the side, and it also comes with straps that allow you to attach a tripod to the bottom of the bag. This is a common feature on travel friendly camera bags. It works, although I still find tripod straps a little fiddly compared to dedicated tripod holders. Inside, it's well protected, there's great padding and enough dividers that the flexibility of the layout is almost limitless. The only real restriction is the size of the bag itself. The quick access side panel is great, and inside that section there's also a dedicated place for spare camera batteries. And a nice little touch is that each battery slot has a marker you can switch from green to red, which indicates whether your battery is fresh or used. But one of my favourite features of the bag is this. As you can see, the shoulder straps are nice and wide, which helps with the comfort when you're carrying the bag. But as somebody who uses a capture clip, I've often found it awkward to mount one because you have to compress the shoulder strap enough to fit it into the capture clip. On my current camera bag, I've actually had a couple of occasions where the capture clip itself has eventually worked loose and the strap tried to return to its original size. But not on this. It's got a dedicated, hopefully you can see it there, strap specifically for capture clips and smaller accessories. So it's dead easy to slide it on, tighten it up, and I'd have confidence that it's not going to go anywhere. So for me, that's a huge plus. And it's worth noting that because of this feature alone, my use of the side access probably would be slightly limited. I prefer having my camera on a capture clip because it's already in front of me and it's instantly available. That said, it's nice that PGYTECH have catered for both approaches and given us photographers the choice. And finally, as I've already said, I think the bag looks really cool. Notwithstanding my comments about the tote bag handles. There are some really nice colour options available, but I personally like this one. And for its size and premium materials, I think they've priced it at a very reasonable level. Okay, so nothing's perfect, and before we go on to the price, what are the things that I either didn't like or would like to see changed in the next iteration of the bag? Well, we've already touched on a couple, so let's just remind ourselves. Firstly, the tripod holder. And whilst it's common on bags like this, using straps on the bottom of the bag I find to be incredibly fiddly to attach and remove them when I need access to the tripod. It's not a quick process, but then again, none of the bags I've used with this system have been particularly efficient in my opinion, so it's not just PGYTECH. As I've already said a couple of times, I'm not a fan of the tote handles, and I think PGYTECH could come up with a system that would at least allow you to tuck them away and maybe zip them up when they're not being used. I think this would make it a far more attractive bag, at least for me. But I understand that it's designed as a tote bag for people who want that aesthetic. But possibly the biggest drawback of the bag for me so far is the chest strap. As you can see in the pictures here, the chest strap does exactly what you expect. It holds the shoulder straps together and provides a nice secure fit around your upper body. And the reason I'm showing you photographs from the website is because on my very first outing, mine's came off, I lost it, and it's lying in a field somewhere. Because the strap itself is attached using a clip system, neither end is permanently fixed to the bag. And somewhere along the line I either used the side pouch, took the bag off, put it on the ground and I maybe stood on it, and that detached it completely. Fortunately the bag is still comfortable when it's not on there, and I would still feel confident using it with the capture clip without the need for the chest strap. Again, I think this comes down to the weight you're carrying. With a smaller 30 litre bag, the need for a chest strap is reduced compared to carrying my normal 16 kilo backpack. However, I do think it's a little bit of an oversight, and I'd love to see them address it in the next version of the bag. But after all is said and done, how much does the bag cost? And is it something that you should consider? I want to refer back to my video from last week, where I specifically said that you don't have to break the bank when it comes to buying camera bags. And I do stand by that statement. With this coming in at £180 in the UK or $199 in the US, it's not the cheapest bag in the market. And given the fact that it has a restricted carrying capacity, there are bigger bags at this price point that might be more sufficient for what you probably need. But this bag isn't aimed at that market. It's made with premium materials, it's well thought through, and it's incredibly well built. And PGYTECH have been making camera accessories for a good number of years now, and they have a great reputation in the industry. So this is aimed at more somebody who's a little more fashion conscious, dare I say, wants something a little bit that's out of the ordinary, that doesn't look like a camera bag, yet is serious enough to want to carry an incredible amount of gear in a relatively small form factor. So at £180, do I think this is worth the money? Well, that comes down to what you're going to use it for. For me, I do a lot of travelling, and there are times where I don't want to take my big bag, and my only other option is my 10 litre sling. And that's where this fits, somewhere in the middle. You could easily use this for a full day shoot, take it away for a weekend trip, and you're not going to be shortchanged by how much gear you can carry. Compare that to my 10 litre sling, and once I've got my camera body and a lens in there, I'm struggling to fit anything else in. But this feels like I'm going out for a proper photography day, and no matter what the weather throws at me, the way it's designed gives me confidence that my gear is going to be protected. If you're in the market for an in-between bag that's incredibly well made, looks good, and lets you carry all of your essential gear, then this very well might be the bag for you. So thanks for watching, guys, and as always, I will see you in the next one.